As we continue to hear about Iowa businesses reopening, the risk of an employee or customer contracting coronavirus goes up. So what are business owners supposed to do if that is the case at their location? It can be very complicated. Joining us is Dutch Geisinger with Safeguard Partnership, a private nonprofit group out to help businesses. And Dutch, thanks for being with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
You guys have created a resource for businesses to help them when employers go through a situation like this, which I guess can be very confusing for them if they haven't been through it before, right?
Absolutely. It's such a unique illness, and it's something that we've never faced as a country before. So this is a pretty novel experience.
There's got to be some highlights here that business owners need to know right away if they get into this situation where they've reopened, an employee tests positive for coronavirus. In fact, we had a couple of businesses in Ankeny just today that have announced such a situation. What's the first thing they need to know?
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing they need to know is that they got to take care of that employee and make sure that that employee's medically treated the way that they need to be. So if they need to get medical assistance on board right away, that they do that. There's a couple first that you can take, and that's one thing is getting the employee isolated away from the other employees, away from the customers, making sure that they're comfortable, and again, making sure they're getting the medical treatment that they need. The very next step should be, finding out who they've been around and who's been in close contact with that person.
Right. First things first, clearly. Then comes, as just a difficult step as well for the employers, how do they go about communicating what has happened to the public, maybe public and customers and everything that were really excited about coming back in and using their services?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to be really careful, too, because you don't want to invade that employee's privacy. It's not their fault that they've gotten sick. You've got to make sure that you don't disclose who it was that became sick, but you want to make sure that you're looking out for the welfare of your customers and for your other employees as well.
Okay, yeah, and I imagine there might even be some HIPAA, situation there that may impact this kind of a thing. Is there a threshold for how close the COVID-19 has to come to an employee that could potentially threaten the customers or something like that? It's kind of a gray area with how much of a threat is there really to the customers? Do you counsel businesses on making that hard decision as to whether they need to shut back down or not?
Yeah, and we're really using guidance that's been provided by Iowa Department of Public Health and Center for Disease Control. We like to use the social distancing space of 6 feet. If somebody's been within that 6-foot rule, it's somebody that needs to be quarantined themselves for the next 14 days. The other thing we look at is the time frame. How recent was it that they were in contact with that person? Really the onset, if it's within 48 hours, the time that that person develops symptoms, again, quarantined.
All right. Okay, Dutch Geisinger with Safeguard Partnership. I have a feeling we're going to be going through a lot of these situations here in the next few months, and I know that the guidance that you guys provide is going to be real important here in Iowa. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me on, and I'm happy to help.
Thank you.